No, first, third, fifth.
Okay.
Okay? First, third, fifth. Hi, everybody. We have a few more minutes before 7. You can talk. Wow, we have a full house. Should we start? We good? I have to tell you that all day long I was brewing some hot chocolate in my crock pot, and I was looking outside going, this is not hot chocolate weather. There is something wrong. Well, thank you for coming this evening. This is our wonderful annual tradition coming to Providence Presbyterian, Liz's church. And we're so grateful and so thankful that we always get to have this special holiday time here. And Mike, were you coming up now or no? Just, no? No? That was, okay, we're having our concert. There's Pastor Mike. Thank you so much for hosting us. So, how many of you have been to one of our concerts? Most of you. Who's new to one of our concerts? Yeah. I love it all. So, hopefully you come to our next concert in May. It's usually on the weekend of Cinco de Mayo, so May 2nd or 3rd. That will be in Inglewood at First Plymouth Congregational Church is our usual spot. And then we have this as our usual for the holidays. So, Rocky Mountain Flute Choir. This is not our full group, but it's close to it. I think we have about 28 members. Most of us are here tonight. I think there's about 20 of us. And we're just going to have fun tonight. I'll talk a little, but not too much. We're going to end with some caroling because that seems to go pretty well. People kind of like that. So if you want to sing, sing. We love that. And we also want to wave, I don't know which direction we wave, but to the people from afar, because this is on Zoom as well. So hopefully we have some friends and family. Everybody wave to the cameras. Hi, so we can include you. That's always the hardest part with the remote stuff. So without further ado, we're going to start. We're going to, most of the pieces you'll recognize in some shape or form. The first piece we're playing is called Deck Out the Halls, and I bet you could guess what it might sound like just by the title. It's a super cute, fun piece. This might be a good time to introduce the flute family, because some of you might be wondering what that thing in the back is. Yeah. So that 6-foot-tall slab of metal that looks like the number 4 backwards right now is called the contrabass flute. And usually we have 2 of them. Vera also has one, but it seemed like a bit much for this room. Sean, you want to play something? Pretty low. So the contrabass flute is 2 octaves, so 2 sets of 8 notes below the C flute. Who's comfortable jamming on their C flute? Just so you can hear the difference. Yeah. Okay, so Stacy says Maggie's going to play the C flute. Nice. See, so that's the C flute and then the contrabass. And then we've got the alto and the bass. So altos and basses, hold up your flutes. The alto, yeah, so I know it looks like we took those from under the kitchen sink, but we did not. The bass flute is an octave below the C flute. So we've got our contrabass, and then we've got our bass, and then our C flute, and then the alto flute is a fourth. It's in a different key entirely from the C flute. The other flutes, I should say. All those other flutes are in the key of C, and the alto flute is in the key of G, for those people who know music. So somebody on alto, do you want to play something, Nancy? Okay, Cindy. Cindy, you've got your flute in your hand, ready to go. That could charm anybody, huh? Yeah, the alto flute is such a mellow, sweet sound. It's just a gorgeous, juicy sound. Bass flute, let's hear you. You're like super chill in between the alto and the contra. Thank you, Beth. Beth was all ready to go. She knew I was going to ask her. And then I think we've got the baby somewhere. Who has a baby? Okay. So Debbie Jo's got the piccolo. Plug your ears or turn down your hearing aids. Nice. So that's our flute family, but there's actually a lot of other different flutes too that we could add into the mix that we don't have. But maybe somebody could get a contralto if you'd like, or acquire an E-flat flute for starters. Anyway, so that's the flute family. We're going to go ahead, and the next piece we're going to play is called Holiday Fantasy. And so this is a really interesting piece because it combines a piece with Carol of the Bells, and it seemed appropriate because Hanukkah just started, right? So happy Hanukkah and Merry Christmas, and I hope you really love this piece. Carol of the Bells, by the way, is based on a Ukrainian New Year song called, I don't know how to say it, Shadrach, maybe, Shadrach. Okay, here we go. Ready? I think that's one of my favorites. That was pretty cool. All right. So the next piece you will all recognize. We are going to play What Child Is This? And then we're going to follow with something very clever, an original piece called The Mischievous Elves. When we were rehearsing, I accidentally called it The Mischievous Flutes. So whatever, you can pick. I should have waited to announce the mischievous mischievous elves. I have my assistant conductor, Camille Riggenberg, who's going to conduct this piece, and then Christmas in Killarney. We're going to travel around the world a little bit. We're going to travel around the English territories, villages. We're going to go a wassailing. This wassailing is an English carol. It's typically, do you know what wassailing is? Like I was always thinking, oh, you drink your wassail and you wassail. Well, that's kind of what you do, right? So you go from village to village and you have your beverages and you start out caroling from village to village. And as you go along your way, then you get a little more of the beverage in you and you get a little happier. And then at the end, everybody's singing together. That's what I imagine anyway. I could be making this all up. But anyway, we're going wassailing and we're going to start in Somerset and we're going to wassail there. Just imagine that we're on the English countrysides. And then we're going to go to Gloucestershire, and we're going to wassail there for a little bit. And then we're going to go to Yorkshire, and we're going to have some more wassailing, and then we'll stumble home. Right. Exactly. And then we're very cheery and happy, and then we're almost done, actually. After we go a wassailing, we're going to play in the Bleak Midwinter, which is a absolutely gorgeous piece written by Gustav Holst. Most of you probably know him from The Planets, but this one, it's much gentler than The Planets. It's absolutely stunning to listen to this. And then I believe we end with those pieces of paper in your hands where you can sing along, and hopefully the people from afar, I'm sorry I didn't have the carol sheets for you, but I bet you at least know one verse of the carols, each of the carols that we will be singing. And then to end the evening, we would love for you to join us in the room right outside. I wish you could be here, people from afar, but we have maybe some wassailing type of beverage, and that hot chocolate I made, which is too hot to drink on such a hot evening, but you have some hot chocolate and lots of little goodies to enjoy as we go into the holidays. So I'm not going to talk anymore. We're just going to enjoy. But Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah. And thank you all for being here with us this evening. And thank you for watching. got the goosebumps, and I got some tears in my eyes. That was absolutely gorgeous. It's amazing, like, we're all in the same zone when you can move. So a high F note is a really hard note for flute. It's very out of tune. And when you can go from a high F or have any of those high notes going from Camille, where Maggie took it over, and you could not tell it was a different person playing, that's when you know you're really creating some magic in music, for sure. It was beautiful, everybody. I always do this in rehearsal. I say, we're not going to talk anymore, and then I talk. Sorry, I like to talk. Okay, so ready to do some singing? Does anybody want to come up? Any young people, older people, middle-aged people? You could come up, lead the charge. And we're going to sing. And it'll be just as it is on your sheets of music. We could have done every verse for every carol, and then we would have been here for like 3 hours, and I didn't want to keep you that long. So I just did the best I could. So I'm sorry if I left out any of your favorite verses. So you ready? Okay. Okay, and if the flute choir members, you want to sing, I mean, we have enough of you to play if you really are dying to sing. So, all right, here we go. Thank you again. Oh, I saw one of these and thought it was so beautiful. Thank you. Thank you again, Pastor Mike and Providence Presbyterian. We love you here. And go have snacks.